It's clear that it is love and kindness, in the sight of blindness that it is God's love and the failing brightness that's given us hope and no escape from the crisis. Apocalypse.
The Library of Sunlight. Morning light filtered through dust motes as a certain peculiar group of adventurers entered the village of Bramblebrook. Unlike Black Mere, this settlement thrived as if it were effects of some new bizarre changes. The rooftops were gleaming, children laughing, the scent of fresh bread wafting from the bakery. At its center stood a modest library, a converted stone cottage with ivy climbing its walls and a wooden sign reading "The Library of the Notre Dame Scroll." "Word travels fast," Serafina murmured as they approached. "The villagers say he's here." Indeed, through the library's diamond-paned windows, they glimpsed a familiar figure, Darian, the warrior saint, sitting at a table, his wooden staff propped against the wall, head bent over a tiny white blank tome and an fattered and battered but yet mystical ancient scroll. The meeting. Thalia practically bounced on her toes. "Remember our plan? We go in casually, like we're just visiting the library too." "Perhaps," Lumina suggested, "we should not all rush in at once. We appear eager." Charity adjusted her leather apron. "Speak for yourself. I want to see if his arms are as strong as they looked in battle." Charity and Amara blushed. Serafina raised a hand. "Sisters, remember our purpose. We seek knowledge, not just his company." Hannah pushed her spectacles up. "Actually, you never know with the stars, but nobody is suggesting this meeting would be illuminating." Laugh out loud. Ilora simply smiled, a small potted plant cradled in her arms. With Serafina leading, they entered the library. The bell above the door tinkled, and Darian looked up. For a moment, he seemed to recognize them, the women from the hilltop. His eyes widened slightly before he composed himself. "Good morning," Serafina greeted, her voice warm but measured. "We didn't expect to find another scholar here. Especially one who wields a sword as well as he does books." Darian closed his tome. "Good morning. I'm not much of a scholar. Just seeking answers." "About the Striders?" Amara asked, moving closer. "I wanted to check your arm. The shadow's touch can leave traces." His eyes flickered with surprise. "You were there? On the hill?" Thalia grinned. "We never miss a good show. You fight like the heroes in my songs." Darian actually blushed. "It was nothing. Just doing what was needed." "Nothing?" Charity scoffed, crossing her arms. "You took down 3 Striders with not even a rusty sword and you had no armor. That's not nothing." Darian looked momentarily overwhelmed. Ilora stepped forward, extending the small potted herb. "For your wounds. Moonwort. It soothes shadow burns." His expression softened. "Thank you. That's kind." Hannah adjusted her spectacles. "The name's Hope. We saw your path cross with ours. Literally." Lumina remained by the door, observing. "You've been to many villages like Black Mere, haven't you? I can tell by your eyes." Darian seemed surrounded by 7 women, each with different energy, different questions. He set down his book and stood. Yes. I travel where darkness gathers." "Well, you're not alone anymore," Thalia declared, plopping down across from him. "We're all women seeking virtue and strength. We all practice the holy scriptures in the way of the several understanding, and plan to fight back against the darkness that has plagued these lands for far too long. People like to call us the 7 daughters of Zion. Well, that's what the villages are starting to call us anyway. But we just like 7th Zion for short." "I'm Thalia." "That's Serafina, Amara, Ilora, Lumina, Charity, and Hannah." "One name at a time might be easier," Darian said, a small smile forming. The librarian, an elderly woman named Mistress Willow, approached. "Are you disturbing my other patron, girls?" "Not at all," Serafina replied. We seek knowledge about the darkness spreading through the region. Ah, Mistress Willow nodded knowingly. Then you'll want the eastern corner. Ancient texts on shadow creatures. Though I warn you, they're written in the old tongue. I read the old tongue, Darian offered. All 7 women turned to look at him. What? Charity asked. You can read ancient scripts. He shrugged. Among other things. Well then, Seraphina said, perhaps we can help each other. We seek information, and you clearly have experience with these creatures. Maybe even gathered good intelligence on what the veil might actually truly be. Mistress Willow brightened. How wonderful. My back has been troubling me. These old bones aren't what they were. I've been behind on cataloging the new acquisitions. She gestured to a pile of scrolls and books. Perhaps you could assist? The 7 of you could sort while your warrior friend helps me translate some passages. Thalia clapped her hands. A library party. I'm in. As if it was a cute drama that unfolds. What followed was a day of gentle chaos. Thalia attempted to help by singing the titles of books, creating a melody of authors and subjects that made Darian laugh, a rich, warm sound that transformed his face. Charity challenged Darian to arm wrestle using a heavy book as the table, only to find him surprisingly strong. Cheater, she grumbled, but smiled. You must have magical muscles too. Hannah kept accidentally finding prophecies that seemed to reference a golden warrior and a constellation of 7 stars, glancing meaningfully at the group. Seraphina coordinated it all with quiet efficiency, though she found herself watching Darian when he wasn't looking. As afternoon light slanted through the windows, they gathered around a large table to share what they'd learned. The Striders are servants, Darian explained, pointing to a passage. Not the darkness itself, but its scouts. Then we must find the source, Seraphina concluded. North, Hannah said confidently. The scrolls point north, to the Shadowfell peaks. Darian looked troubled. That's dangerous territory. Not a place for what? Charity raised an eyebrow. For women? For us. I meant to say, not a place for the unprepared, he clarified. Thalia grinned. Good thing we've got the best warrior in the region to protect us. I never said, Darian began. You didn't have to, Amara said softly. We saw you. We know. Darian looked at each of them in turn, 7 pairs of eyes, 7 different expressions, all united in purpose. I usually travel alone, he said finally. Well, Lumina replied, it's a big world. No reason to keep it that way. As the library bell rang closing time, Darian found himself surrounded by 7 women, each with a different reason why he should let them accompany him north. I don't even know your names, he protested weakly. We've been properly introduced, Thalia reminded him. I'm the fun one, in case you forgot. And we're just getting started, Seraphina added with a smile that mirrored his own, warm, determined, and just a little surprised at where life was leading. Heading beyond the library door. As they exited into the golden evening light, Darian carrying his restored books and the group of women from the 7th Zion, chattering around him, Mistress Willow watched from the doorway. Young people, she murmured to herself. They think they discover everything. As if the light doesn't shine a little brighter when it has company. She turned back to her library, smiling at the moonward plant Illyra had left behind, already growing, already bringing a touch of magic to the ordinary. And on the road ahead, 7 stars gathered around a golden flame, their light growing stronger together than apart, cute drama giving way to something deeper, something that felt remarkably like the beginning of a legend.